Imagine holding a book, centuries old, filled with strange drawings of plants and stars, yet every single word is written in a language no one on Earth has ever been able to read. This isn't fiction. It's the reality of the Voynich Manuscript, a genuine medieval document that has baffled linguists and cryptographers for over 600 years. Its pages hold an unknown script, unlike any other, sparking endless theories from forgotten tongues to elaborate hoaxes. We'll explore its origins, the bizarre illustrations, and why it resists all attempts at translation. In just a few minutes, you'll understand why this book remains one of history's most compelling unread secrets. At first glance, the Voynich Manuscript appears to be a typical illustrated codex from the early 15th century. Carbon dating has precisely placed its vellum pages between 1404 and 1438, confirming its authentic medieval origins. However, any semblance of familiarity quickly fades when you encounter its unique script, dubbed Voynichese, a language utterly unknown to modern scholarship. The manuscript is a handwritten marvel, yet its true purpose and language remain shrouded in deep mystery. Its pages are filled with enigmatic illustrations that offer few clues, instead deepening the enigma. These Voynich plants possess strange roots, unusual leaf patterns, and sometimes even combine features from multiple known species, creating a botanical puzzle. Similarly, astronomical diagrams within the book present celestial bodies that do not quite align with our understanding, adding another layer of bewildering uniqueness. This blend of recognizable forms with utterly alien depictions ensures that the book remains a fascinating, if frustrating, artifact. It resists easy categorization, challenging every scholar who tries to make sense of its peculiar contents. The simple fact that it exists, yet remains unreadable, is its most profound characteristic. When linguists analyze the Voynich Manuscript, they find a curious paradox. On the one hand, the text exhibits highly unusual characteristics at the individual character level, with sequences that seem almost too predictable. This predictability makes it distinctly non-language-like in certain aspects, leading some to initially suspect it might be gibberish or a forgery. Yet at the word and line levels, the Voynich text displays a remarkable regularity, consistent with the statistical patterns found in natural languages. For example, word lengths and frequencies often fall within the expected range for a human language. This suggests an underlying structure that is far too sophisticated for a simple random collection of characters. However, there's another oddity. In most natural languages, short words are typically the most common. In contrast, the most frequent words in the Voynich Manuscript tend to be 4 or 5 letters long. This unique statistical profile makes it stand out from known languages, defying easy comparison. The manuscript behaves like a language, but with its own set of peculiar rules, creating a linguistic fingerprint unlike any other recorded. It is this combination of the utterly strange and the surprisingly regular that keeps experts intrigued and puzzled, forcing them to reevaluate their assumptions about what constitutes a real language. But that's not even the best part. The most interesting aspects of its mysterious nature are still ahead. The manuscript's strange linguistic patterns only deepen its allure, especially when considering the sheer number of attempts to crack its code. Keep watching to discover who has tried and how spectacularly they've failed. Over the centuries, countless individuals, from professional cryptographers to amateur enthusiasts, have claimed to have cracked the Voynich code. Each new proposal, however, has ultimately been rejected, unable to withstand rigorous scrutiny. The sheer variety of these theories is astounding. Some have argued it's a form of medieval Hebrew, while others suggested it's an early Romance language. There are even proposals for an Indic language or an archaic form of Romani. The more adventurous have posited it's a constructed language, or even, somewhat less grounded, a text from another planet. Just recently, German Egyptologist Rainer Hannig spent 3 years analyzing the manuscript, convinced he had found the key. He proposed the language was Semitic, narrowing it down to Arabic, Aramaic, or Hebrew, given the European imagery. Hannig concluded that a full translation, even with specialists versed in medieval Hebrew and botanical terminology, would still require a couple of years' work. This illustrates the monumental challenge involved. Every proposed solution faces the same hurdle, providing a coherent, consistent translation that applies across the entire manuscript, not just isolated words or phrases. The difficulty lies in the fact that without a known language or a Rosetta Stone-like key, all attempts are essentially educated guesses, leading to an endless cycle of decipherment, refutation, and renewed speculation. The Voynich Manuscript has become a graveyard of academic ambitions, consistently defeating even the most brilliant minds. For a long time, the debate around the Voynich Manuscript wasn't just about its meaning, but its very authenticity. Could such a complex yet undeciphered work actually be a clever medieval hoax, designed to fool future scholars? New technological advancements have started to answer some of these fundamental questions. Multispectral analysis, a technique that uses different light wavelengths to reveal hidden details, has provided critical insights. Lisa Fagan Davis, executive director of the Medieval Academy of America, examined these scans and confirmed something vital. Her analysis concluded that the manuscript is unlikely to be a forgery and is, in fact, a genuine medieval document. This finding aligns perfectly with the earlier carbon dating of the vellum, which confirmed its early 15th century origin. One intriguing discovery from these analyses involved the opening folio, where 3 columns of lettering were added. These might represent an early, perhaps unsuccessful, attempt by someone in the past to decode the enigmatic script. So, while we can confidently say the book itself is a product of the Middle Ages, the content within its pages remains as elusive as ever. The relief of confirming its authenticity is quickly replaced by the lingering frustration of its inscrutable text. It seems the Voynich is not a clever trick, but rather a profound and enduring puzzle. Now that we know it's real, the question shifts from, is it fake? To what on earth is it trying to tell us? The core enigma persists, proving that sometimes the hardest truths are the ones that remain silent. Now that we've established the Voynich Manuscript is undeniably real, the focus shifts entirely to its enduring, profound secrets. Stay with us to uncover why this book continues to capture the imagination of generations. The Voynich Manuscript stands as one of the great enigmas of medieval history and linguistics, continuing to resist all efforts to fully understand its nature. Despite centuries of study and countless theories, there is still no consensus on who wrote it, why, or what it actually says. Based on its illustrations, scholars commonly hypothesize it's a compendium of herbal remedies, astrological readings, or perhaps medical texts. However, these are interpretations based on visual cues, not actual translations of the accompanying text, which remains stubbornly silent. This lack of decipherment creates a unique subfield within medieval studies, one dedicated almost entirely to a document that fundamentally defies comprehension. The manuscript's enduring mystery is a testament to the human desire to understand the unknown. It draws in scholars, code breakers, and curious minds, each hoping to be the one to finally unlock its secrets. The allure isn't just in solving a puzzle, but in potentially unearthing a lost piece of human knowledge, a voice from the past that has been silent for too long. Whether it's a lost natural language, an elaborate cipher, a sophisticated constructed language, or even a work of medieval fiction, its untranslatability is its most captivating feature. The Voynich Manuscript reminds us that some mysteries are so deeply embedded in history, they may never fully yield their truths, forever teasing us with the promise of revelation. The Voynich Manuscript continues to sit in Yale University's Bionic Library, a silent, beautiful, and utterly frustrating testament to an unsolved puzzle. It challenges our assumptions about language, history, and the limits of human knowledge. Whether it was intended as a medical reference, an alchemical treatise, or simply a sophisticated academic prank. Its legacy is secured not by what it reveals, but by what it steadfastly conceals. This book, carbon-dated and microscopically analyzed, refuses to give up its core secret, making it perhaps the ultimate historical riddle. It reminds us that even with all our modern tools and brilliant minds, some ancient enigmas prefer to remain profoundly, wonderfully, and stubbornly unknown. The Voynich Manuscript stands as a monument to the questions we still can't answer, and perhaps that's precisely why it continues to fascinate us all.